we know Islanders, Proverbs, and his words. And some people may ask, who helps the person that helps everybody else? Who strengthens the strong? If you ask me, I say that you need to make sure your phone is on vibrate when you're up on the stage. So, who helps the person who strengthens everybody else? Who is the one that you call on when they always call on you? If you ask me, I say a lot of times you need to talk to yourself in a mirror, encourage yourself, eyes to eyes, nose to nose, shoulder to shoulder. Look at yourself in the mirror. Sometimes we need to encourage ourselves. Don't you know that God made you fearfully and wonderfully made? I mean, you are made in the image of God. So remember, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you are looking at a God. So talk to yourself. Say you are the head and not the tail, above and beyond. That what God got for you is awesome and fantastic because your future is amazing. Everybody, welcome to Hot Sauce Poetry! We're going to have a good time tonight, y'all. My name is Articulate. I'm just going to walk through the aisle, walk through the aisle, walk through the aisle. This is actually Hot Sauce Poetry's fairly new venue that we have here. We've been doing this for like 14 years, back to back, back to back, with hardly like no breaks at all. So you are like in for a treat. We got some dynamic poets from Milwaukee in the building. We got the boys from Chicago in the building as well. We're gonna have some good, we got drinks. Anybody if y'all like drinks, you know, definitely. We got the bartender, Marcia. I guess she's moving and running. She's doing both things. We got two bars going on. We got the bar over here. We got the bar on the left, bar on the right. We got a couple of things going on. Actually, is there any birthdays? Any birthdays in the house? Anybody tell us? Oh, happy birthday! Okay, okay. So what day was your birthday on? April 9th. So wait a minute, April 9th, that's tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you got something planned for him? I know you taking him here. Okay. What's planned for tomorrow for the birthday? You going to the concert? Oh, that's the Samoan show with Samoa. The Lamb Factory. Ooh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Any other birthdays in the house? Okay, not really. Any birthdays next month? Tori's birthday's going on. Okay. Aquarius like me, February. Okay, that's my brother. We got January. We got celebrity in the house. Will Adams up here, film producer. Y'all probably seen some of his movies on 87th Street, Chatham Theater. He did a lot of stuff with comedian. What's the comedian name? Yeah, David with no. Bill Gibbons. Yeah. So I'm happy to see Will Adams in the house doing. He's doing big things and so forth. Definitely. We got our vendors. They're going to be in the back. They got books. They got jewelry. They got all types of stuff. I'm gonna let you know where the bathrooms are at. Okay, so if you go out this door to the left, you got males, female bathrooms straight to the left. It's like a whole nother world out there. You got the bar, another bar out there. You got pool tables out there. I think they even got pizza out there as well. So if anybody want to know where the bathroom at, you go out that door. It's like a whole nother world. Don't worry, you need somebody that can escort you to the bathroom. Now, we do encourage people to, to purchase the drinks and so forth because it helps the comedy club, stay in business and so forth. We like for that to, take place. And we're going to tell y'all how the show is going to work. So we have our open mic artist at the beginning, and then at the later hour, we have our feature artist that's going to come up to the mic, and that's going to rip it, and y'all going to hit some real poetry. And this is actually National Poetry Month. Everybody say National Poetry Month. April is National Poetry Month. I'm going to be talking to y'all about spoken word poetry, letting y'all know the difference between poetry and spoken word, letting y'all know what a slam is, give y'all a little bit of this and that regarding poetry. So I also want to let y'all know, if y'all enjoy any of the artists, feel free to throw donations onto the stage like they do at the church. Sometimes they throw $1 here, $5 here, everything. If you see somebody you like, you can throw them your number. Like, look, I don't got $5, but look, here go my number, 198-234, Or I'm just saying, we Mike, the founder of Household Poetry Chicago. We are here every second Friday of the month. On 4th Fridays, we are in Milwaukee at Daddy's Soul Food Restaurant. Yes, yes. It is so livid out there. So livid. It's so dope, so dope. So I'm going to introduce our host for the evening. I'm not the host. I'm just the presenter, I guess. So we're going to give it up for a national spoken word artist. She has performed in Nashville. No, let me get it right. She has performed in Jackson, Mississippi. She's performed in Memphis, Tennessee. She hosted in Household Poetry in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Give it up for book author, mother, extraordinaire, just got a promotion on the job, Emily
It's been a long week, so I'm so thankful to be here with y'all, getting ready to have a good time. So if you're happy, you're getting ready to have some good time, you're ready to enjoy some great vibes, can I hear you say, yeah? Yeah! Alright, okay, I'm checking your temperature. It's kind of warm in here. So real quick, because I want to get the audience involved, I want to get you guys ready for a good show. So real quick, when I say hot sauce, y'all give me poetry. Hot sauce. Poetry. Hot sauce. Poetry. All right. So right now, I see some beautiful people in the audience. I had the pleasure of meeting Kimya in the bathroom, y'all. And listen, she had a really cool story, right? She's here celebrating her husband's birthday, but also their anniversary. So y'all clap it up for love tonight. Because we live in a world where it is so easy for people to just, go on to the next. It takes a lot of hard work to keep fighting there with one another and staying true to one another and saying, look, we gonna work this thing out. We have our differences, things get difficult, but you stay in that relationship and you work with one another to keep going. And I commend that because it's so easy. I mean, in the age of social media and everything else happening, people just be on to the next, honey. They swipe right and get to the next person. So I love to just see y'all. And her story is so interesting because one, the fact that they got married, got divorced, and then got remarried. That right there was, y'all better clap it up. Y'all better clap it up. I love to see that. And that just goes to show that what's meant to be will always be. See, sometimes we feel like, things don't work out just in the time that we're expecting it to work out. But a lot of the time, it might just be not that time at the moment. But that doesn't mean that it's not meant to be. So you just have to allow God to work and allow His timing. Because see, the thing about God is He's so strategic. I was just thinking about this the other day and the fact that God, He loves us so much that He will never put us in a situation or elevate us without first preparing us. Some people, they just throw you into it, just you do what you do. But God, He will always make sure you're prepared for that promotion. You're prepared for that elevation. And I don't know about you, but I'm grateful for that. Because there's been times when I was asking God to bless me, and I was wondering why He wasn't blessing me. And come to find out, I wasn't even ready for what I was even asking for. But that's another story. So I'm getting ready to, of course we're going to get into some things tonight. We're going to talk about poetry. We're going to talk about whoever come up here on this mic and bring that fire. We also have two dynamic features. I've actually seen both of these features perform, or three dynamic features, excuse me. I've seen all of these individuals perform and I'm so excited because let me tell you, they will not disappoint. So you are definitely in for a real treat tonight. As soon as I seen the feature list, I was like, oh, you did that, didn't you, Articulate? So I'm really excited. And so right now, I kind of want to, because we know that April is National Poetry Month, so I do kind of want to just talk about that a little bit. Because the reason I want to talk about this, y'all, one is because we want to respect National Poetry Month, but also as a poet, sometimes I feel like poetry is one of those arts that can be overlooked sometimes, right? It's not as mainstream as other art forms. So I really love that April just gives us a chance to really focus on National Poetry Month, which is a celebration of poetry, and it takes place every April, as you know. It was introduced in 1996, and it was actually organized by the Academy of American Poets as a way to increase awareness and appreciation for poetry in the United States. Poetry is a marvelous, it's a marvelous art form, but more importantly, this month is an opportunity for us to celebrate the expressiveness, the delight, and pure charm of poetry. There are so many different styles of poems, from haikus to sonnets, odes, freestyle, verse, limericks, and many more. So poetry is very versatile, right? And the thing about poetry is that it is an art form. And one thing about it is that spoken word art is part of that art form, and it happens to just be more performative, right? When you do spoken word, it's not just about writing, it's also about coming up here and performing it. So that's really what I love about spoken word, because when I listen to spoken word artists, what I love the most is that they offer me a new perspective. Sometimes they get up here and talk about things that either I can relate to, like, yeah, I've been there, or I've never really been there, but from you bringing this up to me, it brought me to awareness. It opened my eyes to something that I'd never seen before. And that's what I love about poetry, because you can either relate to it or you can learn from it, right? So it's just an opportunity for the artist to really connect with the audience in a different type of way, other than just the surface level. So since it's National Poetry Month and I see all you beautiful people out here, I gotta ask you, what do you love about poetry? Who wants to answer that for me? Come on, y'all, don't be shy. Okay, here we go. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Mia and I'm from the South Side.
South Chicago, where you at? Okay, what side must be in the building? Okay, go ahead.
So what I love about poetry is that it's an art form where people can share their deepest feelings, their thoughts. They can tell stories. They can connect to people through their poetry, and that's what I love about it.
Yes, y'all clap it up for Nia for sharing. That's what I love about it too. It's about people connecting and showing their different forms. And what I love about it so much too is you meet so many awesome people. It's all different types of styles too. I meet some people and it's they're all about rhyming, and I meet some people and they're all about just a different type of message that they want to bring to the table. So that's what I love most about poetry. But I'm gonna go ahead here because I know we got some open micers, but before we bring up an open micer, I'm gonna go ahead because maybe there's some people out there, you're thinking should I sign up for the open mic? I'm a little bit nervous, but and you don't feel like you want to. Before I go there too, actually, before I share my piece, I do want to remind you all, please go to the bar and kick it with Amare. Yes, kick it with Amara. She has amazing dreams. I know I'm gonna be back there. I'm gonna get my Tito's and cranberry, y'all. I know I need to spice it up, but I'm a Tito's and cranberry girl, okay? I like my vodka cranberry. It is what it is. So I'm gonna go back there, and get my drink. I suggest that you do the same, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you this poem. Also, before I do, you guys, because I gotta plug myself, y'all. I gotta plug myself. I want to remind y'all I have my t-shirts, okay? So this one, if you are hood and holy, which means yes, you love Jesus, but you don't mind slapping somebody if you got to. Go ahead and get that tee. Because listen, sometimes people try you when you love Jesus. They're like, oh, but you love Jesus. Okay, I do love Jesus, but you ain't gonna play with me now. So that's my hood and holy, because sometimes I gotta show the people what I'm about. And then this next one is just I love this one, y'all. I know, right? We all saw that video clip of Holy Spirit activate. Holy Spirit activate. That's how I be feeling sometimes. When I let that Holy Spirit activate, I unleash something else. You don't want to mess with me when I let that Holy Spirit activate. I'm just letting you know. You don't want to change. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this piece for you all. If there's anyone in the audience, maybe you're just feeling nervous, maybe you don't know about getting up here. It's National Poetry Month. I want you to take that risk this night, because guess what? If your first try, that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just have to break out of your comfort zone, break out of what you're normally used to doing, because that's going to bring you to your next level. You will literally stay stuck where you are if you don't ever move out of your comfort zone. And I can speak from my own experience, you all, because I was always so nervous of what do people think, what do people think, what do people think. But the thing is about it is, once you realize what God says about you, you no longer get caught up in what people think, and you realize who you are. So I'll just invite anyone who might be nervous to come on stage and don't be scared. Does anybody drop a black theme song on Ultima? Yeah. We have someone black theme, so if you want to listen. You okay? Thank you, because I was like, I thank you. I don't want you to get told. Okay. I used to be afraid to speak. Wouldn't open my mouth for fear of what others would think. Instead, I would just shrink. Controlled by fear, I was weak. My timidness had me meek. My heart torn, constantly ripped from my chest. That's what disappointment does. When you're a people pleaser, you rarely get respect. A yes is what they always expect. Nobody steps to you correct. Why should they? When you don't see your own value. You put yourself on clearance and wonder why everyone looks past you. A gazelle amongst vultures, I was their prey. Until I learned how to pray. My enemies I did begin to slay. Walking tall, hot like fire. Even when I lose, I win. I'm a champion, a legend in the making. Every loss I take, I turn into a lesson. I'm humble, don't get it mistaken. But I'm also chosen. I ain't letting nobody walk over me. I'm a king's kid. If you betting against me, you might want to change your bid. Or move out my way. I'm coming for it all. I may stumble and even fall, but I always get up. That's the difference between being blessed and having love. Yeah, she turned it off real quick because she know I can't dance, y'all. She gonna spare me tonight. So, okay, so I'm gonna actually kick this off, you all, with bringing up our very first open micer. So, because it is National Poetry Month, I wanted to introduce the first open micer in a special way tonight because it's National Poetry Month, and I just wanted to, say this piece. I actually wrote this today, so bear with me, y'all. I am pouring out emotion and truth. Poet. My pen to paper flowing, an artist with the words. I put it all together, the puzzles of my life, and I make beauty out of it. And I'm not the only one who does it. Shout out to all the poets. When they step on this stage, you will be amazed. Don't be afraid to engage. As they nourish your soul, have you leaving this place feeling whole, bold, knowing you too can walk in your purpose and be of service. Using the gifts on the inside of you. So without further ado, let me introduce to you the first poet. Pouring out emotion and truth, I give to you the first poet. So tonight, I want you all to welcome to the stage, Free Bird. Keep clapping up for her, y'all.
Let's go, Free Bird.
How y'all doing?
Great.
Such a beautiful intro. Thank you for that.
Y'all supposed to be going.
How y'all doing tonight? I said that already. I'm sorry. All right. Y'all want to hear a story?
Yes.
It's something about that surprise compilation of raw lyrics, instruments, and cacophonous branding that delights me so. The remix on the B-side gives you freedom to jam. Experimentative, trippy, free. Keep your mainstream. I want it confused and chaotic, the true work of a marksman, eccentric, unplayed and unpopular, forgotten about, slept on. I want it underground. The one that the artists cherish most, staging a full-out refusal to complete the album if it were not added to the playlist, where the most masterful mysteries are found. Keep your hit records. I want what no one else has bothered to even listen to. Some would argue that the B-side has the best unheard magic. Those who really connect can't resist a good extended mix. An ode to the artist's interests, the transfusion of everything the artist has ever listened to and fell in love with, reflected in each note, sound, and like an esoteric language appealing to only those who understand blues. Those musically in tune and artistically inclined, beautiful, misfits you, funny sounding music that makes you quirk in the ear at first, but after really applying attention to it becomes enjoyable when the horns blow or the keys spill.
Come on.
A bass so funky it takes your breath away. Keep your number ones. The tone poems that begin with the rocking of the head to the tapping of the foot, resurrecting tired bones from chairs to trade sediment for rhythm. The B-side is the treasure, a savant's pleasure, the compilation that everyone's guttural instinct wants to confuse, cop, but the getting's no longer good. Keep your incessant radio play. I want the record that skips at the same part, so much so that you've now made it a part of the dang song and can catch the backspin of the exact point it jumps. Fast forward. Let me have the squeaking sounds of an overplayed tape unraveling in a boombox. I don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. Just turn me on the B-side and let me ride.
Come on, B-side.
Y'all better make some noise for Freebird. The imagery in her poem and just her words were so beautiful. You did that. Y'all make some noise one more time for Freebird. Her name's Lisa. Okay, y'all. So I know y'all are sick to death. Okay, of hearing about this. I know y'all are. Y'all know I'm gonna have to bring it up though now. This is the first time I've seen y'all. This is the first time I've seen y'all since the slap happened. So I know y'all tired of talking about it and everything.
Wait.
Hold on, cause I ain't Chris Rock, pal. I ain't gonna just stand here now. No, but all jokes aside, I just want to hear, cause like I'm not even gonna go into the audience and do all that and get y'all feedback. I just want to buy a clap of hands. How many of y'all feel like Will Smith was right and he stood up for his woman and he did that? I agree with that. Hold on, I need to go over her because I need some enlightenment on this.
Oh, Lord.
Hold on. Okay, first of all, we know your name, but some might not know it. So what's your name and where you from?
My name is Kenya, and I'm from Chicago.
What side of Chicago?
Southside is what we do.
Southside, you in the building tonight? Nah, they ain't in the building tonight. Okay. So what were your thoughts on this?
I don't agree with him hitting them. I don't think he should have hit him on national television as a black man in the midst of being out there with all them people. But do I think that he should have corrected Chris? Yeah. They have had issues with Chris Rock saying things about Jada for a long time. And at some point, you're supposed to correct it. Anybody that's disrespecting your spouse. So I think he could have sat in his chair and told him to keep my wife's name out your mouth. But I don't think he should have slapped him. I definitely think he should have checked him at any point in time.
Okay. She said, listen, when you out with your spouse and somebody come for them, you gotta say something. How many of you agree with that part? That when you out with your spouse, okay? Because listen, if somebody talk about me and my man on mute, that ain't my man no more. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna show him to the dial. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you know, honestly and truly, with this whole situation, I agree with you. I respect him saying something to him, but not getting physical or whatever. And you know, I had my own bias or whatever because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was a big Jada Pinkett fan before, and then all that stuff happened last year. So I was kind of being judgy and kind of judging her. And then I had to really do some self-reflecting, like, girl, you don't need to be judging nobody. I don't need to be judging nobody, y'all. Okay, y'all don't. I ain't gonna go and tell y'all why I don't need to be judging nobody. Just listen. I don't got no room to judge nobody. So, okay, thank you. So that's why I was like, you know what? If he felt like he wanted to stand up for his wife, I respect that. I can understand it.
The only problem would have been if Chris Rock would have retaliated. Then what, you got two black men on the stage in the opposite fight?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, Carlos. And
Oh,
that was my
yes.
whole point. See, the thing about it is, I respect Chris Rock because, you know, this is what I tell people about staying on code, right? You know, he didn't hit him back. He also didn't press charges against his brother. That is how you stay on code. If some people don't want to do that, that's fine. But I feel like sometimes you gotta like bite that bullet because you know, I know he wanted to slap him. I mean, he smacked him hard. So it took a lot. I commend Chris Rock, honey, because I would have been like, hold on, because I don't even know if I'm really good at fighting y'all, but I would have had to do it that day. So anyway, we gonna keep this going, y'all. It's National Poetry Month. Like I said, we have 3 dynamic features coming to the stage tonight, and trust me, you all are in for a real treat. But right now, I'm actually getting ready to call the next open micer, and this next open micer that we have coming to the stage, I want y'all to give a warm welcome to him because the thing about it, and this is what I have to explain to you all, it takes so much courage to get up here and to share your art and share your work and your words with people. So I want to make sure that he feels welcome as he comes up to the stage. I want y'all to make some noise for Michael Chandler.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Great.
Awesome. I'm a little nervous tonight, I'm not gonna lie.
You got it.
Let's take a quick drink of water.
Is that water or vodka?
Okay. Cool. So before I start, I guess I just wanted to say, our hostess, I can't see now where she's gone, but I really like what she said about basically not letting like other people determine who you are and like being yourself. And actually what she said, it kind of surprised me because it was kind of the reason why I came here tonight. It was, she was talking about like being stuck somewhere and not putting yourself out there and just staying in kind of all these past, just basically staying stuck. And I guess I came here tonight to kind of help me unstick myself and to connect with all of you beautiful people and have a little fun. So I hope you like my poem. I wrote it on paper because I feel like I connect better with the paper than the phone. I know that makes me weird in this century. I'm sorry, but that's what I did. Do y'all know about Emporium, the arcade bar?
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who don't, some do, some don't. For those of you who don't, Emporium is like a big arcade bar. It's got all the games. It's got drinks. It's a lot of fun. I was out there one night with a couple of friends, and we met some girls, and this poem came as a result of that. So, all right, I'll read it for you now. I hope you like it. It's called Night at the Emporium. And the silver ball done brought the girl, the cutie with the righteous curves. 2 PhD TIE fighters scope the foos. The man with the double T-Rex and rocket boots sinks the checkerboard pearl. The 100 legs lasers. It's a pink gun takes the targets. Clink, clink, clink. Gold on gold. Roll it in your hand. It's still faux. And you drink the blue diamond shine, and it's fake as the gold. And ogre take the shine, throw it in the underworld, but the diamond comes back. The hand that brings the wagon, dumps the numbers, lets you know you done fucked up. It's gold or go. It's a yellow UFO. It's 2 white derbies say hello. The air is blue. Righteous curve shoots her derby twice. The UFO stands still. 2 TIE fighters hover. A beluga pop out the sky and say, "Hey man, chill!" The other white derby goes shit. Spits and kicks the yellow UFO. Mr. Beluga go, "No, no!" There's a gopher with TNT. There's a pink ghost, go boo. The numbers run with blood, but that's normal. It's normal. I don't know. Righteous Curves wants a swerve. She bumps the T-Rexes, rubs her river on them. She says if the dinosaur drive on land, she'll give the water. She'll give the splishy splash. Double dinos, rocket boots say, no. That's right, he said no. The beluga been drinking shine. The beluga been drinking juniper and lime. He live on Jupiter, but he come down and he say, double dinos, rocket boots, I'll crack the whip. I can drive the wagon wheel. 2 TIE fighters in a river? I chase the sun. I chase houses with my flash gun. I got this. Sit down, son. The wagon wheel, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. 2 TIE fighters in a river singing Brazil. 2 TIE fighters in a river singing fa-la-la. And the river be running fingers down double dinos. And the river is, this is very dinosaur. This is a T-Rex in my hand. The wagon wheel, stop. TIE fighters in the river be beluga double dinos. You want to go to Malibu? You want the sippy sip? You want the splishy splash? The rocket boots say, no. Belugas say, I live in the sky, but y'all need water. 2 TIE fighters in a river surprised. 2 TIE fighters in a river say, all is well. All is yes with the splishy splash. Belugas say, feel better tomorrow. 2 TIE fighters in a river slide and fly. Everyone hungry, no one satisfied. Wagon wheel, roll, clickety-clack. Belugas say, double dinos, you know TIE fighters in a river wanted to eat. I know. We could have given them the gravy. I know. But maybe too much shine on them. Maybe. Now we'll never know. Thank you.
Poetry Month, y'all. So you know I gotta come over here and get some information from Michael real quick. So Michael, what made you start writing poetry? That was an awesome piece, by the way. First of all, let's all clap it up for the fact that that was an amazing piece. So what made you start writing poetry?
Honestly, I feel like poetry is the truth. I feel like poetry speaks the truth.
Come on, yes.
That's just what I feel about it.
I love that, because poetry speaks the truth. I can dig it, because listen, when I put that pen in my hand, baby, it's nothing but the realness coming out. So I want to know where you from.
Michigan.
Michigan? Anyone from Michigan in here? No, nobody from Michigan. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, and outside of poetry, what's the, obviously you like, is it like video games? This is a video game. You're talking about video games, right? Is that the place? Or what is this place?
It was like arcade games.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So is that what you love? Do you love like gaming?
Actually, I kind of like books.
Oh, okay. What is, if you had to recommend a book, a must read, it's gonna change our lives, what's the book you would recommend?
I would recommend 100 Years of Solitude by the Colombian writer Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Wow. Okay. 100 Years of Solitude. Y'all check it out, because he said it's a game changer. I don't know about you, I'm looking it up. Because anytime somebody has told me that a book is a game changer and I read it, it was like, checkmate. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead right now. I'm going to introduce to you all the founder of Hot Sauce Poetry. She is the reason we are all here tonight, y'all. She has been doing this thing for decades. And let me tell you something. Not only has she been doing it for decades, she's been doing it and doing it and doing it well. But on top of that, she's also expanded. She recently took Hot Sauce Poetry Chicago and has expanded it to Milwaukee. This lady never stops evolving. She never stops growing. I want y'all to make some noise, because in a world where it's so easy to make excuses, where it's so easy to give up, she has been doing this for over 10 years, y'all. Make some noise for the founder of Hot Sauce Poetry, Articulate!
See, I always gotta ask this question all the time, and I asked this lady this question.
That's what she said.
I said, why do you call yourself a beautician?
Come on here.
Because you ain't never on time. You told me my appointment started at 8, but you don't get there till 9. It don't take 4 hours for my hair to dry. So tell me why you be lying, and why you be booking 10 people for the same time. So why do you call yourself a beautician? Because when I'm there, you never pay attention. You be steady watching your soap operas while burning the back of my kitchen. And I remember, I stopped using that bonding glue because of you. And every time you sold them tracks in, it always came out uneven. So I asked you, why do you call yourself a beautician? Because when I'm there, you always gossiping on that phone. Can't you see I'm tired and ready to So I'm gonna ask you again, why
Come on.
do you call yourself a beautician? And I'm not trying to poke no fun, but why every time I see you, your hair ain't never done? So after dealing with you, I realize I'm through. Because you make good beauticians look bad. You made a young girl like me love perms. Go straight to dreads or wigs. So that's that piece. I'm being my audio person too, as well. I'm doing audio and everything.
She literally does it all.
I'm doing both. We burn, I'm trying to hit you up. Take care of the audio. So we are gonna call up the manager of the Red Room. He is gonna do some comedy. He is the one who actually offered the green room, not the green room, the Red Room, for me to actually book for Hot Sauce Poetry. So he's the manager of it. And I want y'all to give a warm welcome. He's also a stand-up comedian. He might be giving away some comedy tickets. They actually have comedy shows here on a regular basis. So I want y'all to give a warm welcome for Keelan. I will be playing some music, right? I should have beat up. Step right here.
Give it up for Articuli, everybody. Alright.
We still believe COVID exists.
Oh, okay. You gonna spray?
Even though we're not wearing masks, but we believe it's there.
I'm gonna do some voodoo also. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good?
Yes.
By the way, my name is Khalil, so she kind of messed up that a little bit. But that's okay. You know. Articuli. She's like, I know this man, yeah, and his name is Khalil. I was like, what? That is not my name. But you know what? I don't care. People are messing up my name, so I don't care. I come out. Give it up for poetry, man. I wish I could do poetry, but I admire people who do poetry. I feel like whenever I invite people to my show, I always invite them to a neighborhood that's a nicer neighborhood, to that same neighborhood, you know what I'm talking about? So I've been doing shows in the South Side, but whenever I invite my friends, I tell them that I'm doing a show in the South Loop. So by the time they get to 47th and King Drive, they're like, this is not South Loop, bro. I'm like, I know, just get out of the car. You're not gonna kill. Relax. That's how I play that. You know, you tell your friends, hey, you know, I'm in Oak Park tonight, and then you know they end up in West Side. You're like, this is not Oak Park. This is West Side. So I'm looking forward to spring. You guys are pretty happy about springtime, yeah?
Yes.
Nice. I'm happy about spring, man. I'm really happy for the pets, because white people stop dressing them up. That's what I'm really happy about. Because wintertime, white people just get crazy with the pets, man. What is going on with you? The pets don't need no sweater, jackets. I was at Walgreens. This dog had more pets, more gear than I did. You know what I mean? Like he had a jacket, gloves, hat, laptop, iPhone. I'm like, this is crazy. I ran out of juice out of my phone. I had to borrow the dog, so I was like, yo, can I borrow your phone for a second? I gotta call my girls, right? Like, yeah, don't take too long. I gotta call my BITCHS. Alright. She told me not to swear, so I'm just gonna spell out my swearing. It's a clean show, so all the stuff that I'm gonna swear is gonna be in spelling, so then that's the way I get out. What else? I hate Animal Crossing, you guys. What I hate, especially in the springtime, is Animal Crossing, and I'm talking about the one that we all have to deal with if you live in the suburbs, are the geese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone gets stuck behind the geese crossing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, all other animals are good when they cross. They're very appropriate about their crossing, right? When you see a deer, it's gone. You know, maybe it just kind of stops. You're like, all right, the car's coming. I'm gonna stop, right? You see a raccoon, it looks like it's running for another buffet that's in its late for. You know, raccoon, they just look fat, and they're like, oh, I gotta go, man. You know, raccoons and squirrels like go around a little bit nuts, but geese, oh man, they take their time. It's like they do a hood crossing over there, man, for real. Geese, this is what they do. First of all, you're late to work, and then all of a sudden you see a geese crossing, and then the whole family is following it, right? And they do this casual crossing like this. I'm like, I'm late to work, man! I gotta punch in! And the geese will just look at you and then just stop right over.
and the kids are behind them. The geese will pull out a cell phone, start texting his friends. Yeah, I'm making this moment. Late. I'm mumbling my swear word. Clean show, clean show. I do like dogs. Are you guys dog people? Dog people, yeah, yeah. I think dogs are cool. I just can't do what dog people do, because you gotta make time for your dogs, right? You gotta take your dog out for a walk every 6 hours or whatever. I can't do that. I can't pick up dog poop. You know what I'm talking about? I just can't. You see white people in the white neighborhoods, they got their glove on. They're walking behind the dog like Michael Jackson, like, hee, gotta be started something, gotta be started something. Dog takes a poop, and they pick up their poop. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I am not picking anyone's hot shit. I'll tell you that right now. I am not doing that. I have not loved anything that much. I'm sorry, okay? The only time I'm getting a dog is if I'm walking around taking pooping myself and the dog picking up my poop, you know? But I know why people like dogs, because dogs are supportive animals, right? If I had a dog right now, and I bomb, the dog be like, man, you're funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was only 3 people there. It was only 3 people. You good? You know? Can I get a treat or something? You all good? You all good? And you know, people and dogs, they kind of match. You know, have you noticed that people, whatever the dog kind of they have, whatever the kind of breed of dog that they have, they kind of like part of like their dog. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you ever see you see like the family dogs. It's like a family people are there usually, like golden retriever, right? Golden retriever, kind of the dog that looks like he does taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like April 15th, he's like, all right, I gotta my family, I gotta do my taxes, I gotta follow the law. You know, right? That's golden retriever, right? Pit bulls, Rottweilers. Oh man, come on! Their owners and the dog, they look exactly alike. They all look like they did some extra time in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I stabbed him too, man. You want me to stab you? You know? Like, yeah, I'm crossing the street, bro. I don't trust these pit bulls. I'm out of here. And I know people that own pit bulls are like, she's so sweet. I'm like, yeah, she won't be sweet when she gets on my, crotch and eating it up. I'm like, that's because people think that their animals are good, but that's a guard dog, man. You can't be like, I don't know your dog, and your dog don't know me. He ain't gonna be sweet to me. He's gonna be sweet to you, right? You ever seen Animal Planet, like where the people are talking the lion whisperer? You ever seen that stuff? Oh, you gotta watch that. That is amazing. The lion actually comes and hugs the dude, man. Like, he hugs him. But the thing is, he's raised that lion since he was a baby. The lion knows who he is. If I do that trick, I'm gonna be dead, okay? Like, that's the last hug I'll ever give anybody, right? It's crazy, man. I think cats do cocaine. That's what I think, personally. You ever notice that? Like, cats, they don't know their own. They think they're beating the crap out of you. You ever had a cat beat the hell out of you? You're like, bump, bump. They're like going at it, like, oh man, I just destroyed that guy, right? Cats are so cool. They have slapped alligators back into the water. You ever seen that video? Go and check out this video. This cat literally slapped the shit. Slapped the hell out of this alligator, and the alligator went back in, right? I'm like, and then the whole family's videotaping. It's like, oh my God, look at the whatever the hell the cat's name was, and oh look, he slapped him back into the alligator. The alligator went back, and he told his friend, right? He's like, hey, you're not gonna believe this, bro. I was out there, and this cat just smacked the hell out of me, right? Heck out of me. Self-editing is hard when you're doing comedy shows. You know? I feel like I'm Chris Rock right now. Somebody's gonna be like, keep that cat, man, boom. You know, like, all right. I'll close off on this. By the way, give it up for Articulate, everybody. She comes through here, puts it together. She believes in this. That's what I like. That's what I love about her. You gotta believe in it. Everyone that's here tonight, that's raining outside, you believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here. I believe in myself because I kind of run the place a little bit. So, all right.
Giving away the comedy.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. That's right. Oh, I have to believe in that too. Hey, actually, I'm gonna end over here. But if you guys are interested in coming out, I'm gonna give you some tickets when you're done with the show. Please exit out that door. so that way you can see the place, and they have free pool there, darts and everything. And on your way out, I'll give you guys some free tickets, and you can come back with your friends and check out some comedy. All right? Give it up for Articulate. My name is Khalil. Have a good night.
Y'all make some noise for Khalil as he came up here. Listen, now y'all know I gotta come up here because I'm a dog lover, and I have to say, you know, dogs, they get bad reps sometimes. Some of them, like pit bulls and Rottweilers, but it's really the owners. You know, because my aunt has a Rottweiler, and she is so sweet. But every time she gets loose, okay, sometimes she gets loose, right? And then the neighbors are so mad at us. They're so mad. And I'm like, don't worry, she's sweet. She won't do anything. And they're like, get your dog right now. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm trying to grab her. But honestly and truly, when you treat your dog well and you love your dog, they'll like, I don't care what breed of dog you have. If you have a pit bull and you show that pit bull love, they're a lover. If you have a golden retriever and you're beating it and you're hitting it, then guess what? It might start biting people because you've been beating it. So some dogs get bad reps, and I hate that because I know so many of them that are such lovers. But then when people see them, they're like, get them away from me. I'm like, come on. But anyways, I can't agree though about the cat thing, because cats, I'm not a cat person. If you have a cat, you know, don't worry, I don't judge you or anything, but I'm just not a cat person, and they scare me a little bit. And then I don't want a pet that scratches me. Why is my pet trying to harm me? Like, that's when I draw the line, okay? I'm a lover, not a fighter. I draw the line when you're scratching me up, okay? So anyways, I want to go ahead and get the audience involved because, first of all, I got to keep y'all awake. I don't know if y'all dozing off. I know it's been a long week. Your boss been working your nerves. But don't worry, y'all. I really want y'all to have a good time tonight. So I got to get some audience involvement. So I want to know, what's the pettiest reason that you wouldn't date somebody? Like, what's the ultimate? It's kind of petty. You know it's petty, but it's just a deal breaker for you.
They don't eat with a fork.
They don't eat with a fork. Whoa, what they eat with? Alright, think you like, who have you been out with lately? I'm nervous. Okay. But next, anybody else? Cause that one, I hope they use utensils when they go out. Yes, please. Who else? A petty reason that you won't date somebody.
Too short.
Too short. Okay. Listen, I think that might be why some people are single though, because they don't want to date dudes that are under, 6 feet. But like, sometimes the reason that you're single is your type. I learned this myself, right, y'all? Because like I had this thing for bad boys, right? I thought I was gonna just, turn them good, I was gonna make them, be these great people and everything. So that was my thing, right? I love projects, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make him into this great dude. I see so much.
Aren't you a Cancer, right? You're a Cancer, right?
I'm a Cancer, right? And I got 2 kids, okay? I'm just letting y'all know I got 2 kids. I'm just a mom. So listen, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but I'm a Cancer and I'm a lover, you guys. And then I see the best in people, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, all I have to do is just love him to goodness. Like, I can tell y'all that did not work, okay? So sometimes it is like, I'm that way though, because I'll see somebody, I'm like, It's like my mom always, because my mom knows I'm kind of like this, and I'll be like, oh, no, I can't date him. I don't like his shoes. And then my mom will be like, my mom tries to be my voice of reason, and she's always like, pay more attention to the men who like you and less attention to the men you like. And I'm like, what? I'm not doing that, Mom. She's like, because the man that likes you, he wants to see you smile. Pay attention to the man that goes out his way to make you smile. And I'm like,
Holding down the street.
but his shoes are bright. But I'm doing better, right? Because I realized that was kind of keeping me single, right? Because it wasn't really working out. So that was my problem. But I want to know from y'all, what was your pettiest reason why you just can't date someone? Somebody said somebody had brown lips. Who was that?
I said dry lips.
Oh, I thought you said brown lips. I said, dang, he spoke to me black and miles, or what happened? Okay. Dry lips. What if you got him some CarMax though? Maybe he just don't know how to take care of his lips. Or maybe he don't drink enough water. Because if you have dry lips, even if you put a lot of chapstick, you gotta actually drink water. See, that's what people forget. They think they think they can just put some chapstick or CarMax on, but they forget that they're actually dehydrated and need to drink water. So if your man has dry lips or woman, just go on and get that 24 case. So what? Go on and get them that 24 case, baby. So I want to know though, anyone else? So we have that. Does anybody? Because the men ain't talking now. Y'all nervous? I want one of the men to tell me what's y'all deal.
Excuse me.
We got something right here. Okay.
Y'all just went on and passed me.
Will is our celebrity guest.
Y'all just disrespectful.
He has a lot of films on.
Forget it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Chatham Theater. You work Amazon.
I was getting ready to say something, then they just.
Listen, he's over here in the cut trying to play. He didn't even want nobody to even see him tonight. But y'all clap it up for Will. He's in the building. You might get a movie deal tonight, y'all. Y'all better get ready. So Will, what's the deal breaker for you? You know, you're a very successful man. What's your deal breaker? The pettiest reason you just like, no, I can't date this lady.
A woman who talks about how good she is.
Okay. He said, okay, come on.
Usually that means they got.
Oh, wow. He said in his experience, when they talk about it, they're never about it. Okay. So that's your deal breaker. And Will, where are you from?
South side of Chicago.
Okay, Southside is in the building. Y'all just quiet tonight. Okay, so he said the deal breaker. You know what though, ladies? Now, I don't judge nobody. Okay? You know I don't judge. I told y'all that earlier. But you should not be on the date telling a man about how good you are, babe. Come on, honey. I just feel like that's not a good game. Like, I wouldn't even want to tell a dude how good I am in bed. Like, I just think that's weird. Like, why are you talking about that right now? I'm not, that's crazy. But I mean, we live in a generation now where I can go on IG and I go see somebody's naked booty. So it don't surprise me that somebody might be talking about what they do in the bedroom because it's getting crazy out here. So, listen, ladies, if you want a good man, they don't want to hear that. They want to see something more in you. And the same for men. We don't want to, please don't send us the deep pics. We don't want
That's what I'm trying to say.
I just want to I want to take this time to let every man in the audience know we don't like dick pics. We don't like those. We don't like deep pics.
There's something.
Show me your credit score.
Yes.
Show me that you have the ability to plan a date.
Yes.
Show me that you have some conversation for me about something other than how good
I just
look.
go on a friendly date. That's all I could do.
Sending me the D pic
For a relationship.
Y'all gotta stop. Please.
No.
It don't be there.
Oh my gosh. Not catfishing through the D pic. Now y'all really taking it too far now. We've reached a new low. We have reached a new low. I need y'all to do better. It's 2022. Just be you and stop sending the D pics. Okay? That's all I want y'all to do because like it amazes me. I've been thinking to myself like, wait a minute, does this work with other women? That's what I want to know from the men because y'all keep sending it and I'm wondering like, does this work with other women? Because, honey, I hit the block button so fast, like I can't get to the block button fast enough. Yeah, so I just gave y'all a little free game. You can thank me later. Please don't send those, okay? Hit her Cash App. Send her flowers. Heck, even send her a nice quote or something, or a poem, or maybe even go on YouTube and share a song that reminds you of her. Anything but the D pic, okay? I'ma just let y'all know. That's it. That's all. So.
Yeah, I forgot.
Y'all, listen, y'all play too much, but I'm serious. So now that I got like the pettiest reason that y'all date somebody, like y'all are helping me right now because I'm single and everything. So I'm trying to start looking like
I beg to differ. I'm single as well. And y'all forgot about me.
Oh, did you have something to say? Hold on.
Yes! Y'all just went on and asked me. That was totally disrespectful. Y'all gonna have to learn to acknowledge me.
Is there something that you need to say tonight?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
And there's something really very important I gotta say here.
Hold on, I gotta go. Listen, y'all. This is off script. I did not know. Listen, I don't know what's happening right now. What's going on? What's your name? I know your name, but the audience don't. What's your name?
The name's Tyrone Christopher. I'm from the near west side of Chicago.
West side? Where you at?
West side.
Y'all,
You know.
listen, y'all quiet, because the west side ain't never quiet. What's going on tonight? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. So what's going on? You know, you saying that you looking for love. What's happening right now?
You know, it's been like a total struggle when it comes to finding a relationship or a companionship.
My question is, do you spend that bread?
You know, hold up. We're not talking about titles. It's not even about money or anything. It's about bringing that joy, the love, and the comfort, and talking and the total conversation.
Yes, Lord.
Money.
Okay.
Money is not important than anything, but love is more powerful than money. Okay?
Listen. Okay. Thank you for that share, Tyrone. So he said love was more powerful than money, y'all. And let me tell you something. Listen, I'm all for love, y'all, and don't hate me after I say this, y'all. But I gotta keep it 1,000. I was in love once, y'all. And we didn't really have no money, right? And let me tell y'all, honey, I can tell you, as much as I loved him and we was so happy, honey, we couldn't. My man didn't want to take the love payment. My landlord didn't want me to pay my rent with love. So my friends,
That was a good thing for the part.
we was looking good and in love, but they still wanted a payment for the groceries. So, long story short is, yes, love is good and love needs to be there, but it's got to also be two people that are equally, on the same thing. One thing I do want to say that I really want us to stop as a society, okay? We have to stop looking on social media and then setting these really weird expectations for life.
Yes.
I can only date a man that drives a Porsche and makes $200,000 a year, and you make $35,000. I'm so
That's just.
come on, we got to start making more sense with the stuff we're saying, people. I don't understand.
Have a clear understanding.
And I'm only speaking I'm not, going in on, because I'm a woman and I love being a woman and I love my fellow women. I can only speak about what I know and what I've seen. And a lot of times I feel like people nowadays are getting these unrealistic expectations of relationships from social media. They're like, ooh, my man better buy me a Birkin bag. Huh? But I'm so confused. It's like we're getting these unrealistic expectations. So I'm here to let you know, if you had any doubt in your mind, there's nothing wrong with dating someone who gets up and goes to work every day, that makes their money, that y'all on the same playing field. Because guess what? I don't care if you make $50,000 and he make $50,000. Together, y'all making 6 figures. Stop trying to be like, oh, I can only date somebody that makes 6 figures. But why though? Why can't you date somebody that's working, that's going out and getting it? You want to go date somebody that's maybe they making 6 figures, but they're not doing it the right way. Now you exposed to a lifestyle you really shouldn't be exposed to. Now you in stuff you don't really want to be in. That's another story. Now, and then on top of that, it's just like people get so caught up in trying to be like everybody else nowadays, and trying to compare themselves to other people's highlight reels. People only post the top stuff that's happening in their life. They don't post when there's, something bad happens. Sometimes they do, maybe some people do. But a lot of people just post the good things happening in their life. So be careful getting on social social media and comparing your life and starting to feel down about yourself because of where you are, or starting to have unrealistic expectations. Like, it's nothing wrong, like I said, with getting up, going to work every day, making your money, coming home to your man who does the same thing, or your woman who does the same thing, and y'all living y'all life together. You don't have to have these unrealistic expectations of, oh, my man needs to go buy me this $15,000 purse. Huh? What are we talking about? Like, we gotta get more realistic. And the reason I say this is because we do live in an era of social media, and people really allow themselves to kind of get so caught up in comparing and also spending so much time scrolling. Some people spend so much time scrolling on their phone. That's the time that they could be spending elevating their own life.
Thank
Looking
you.
at the next person's life.
Thank
you.
you.
To elevate your own life. Like, that's genuinely how I feel. And I can speak from my own experience because, you know, like, I'm like, ooh, I want my life to be like this. Ooh, I love what they doing. And then I started thinking about, like, dang, as much as I'm scrolling, I could be working and making this happen for myself. Like, you gotta start just doing things for yourself. And then also stop making society make you feel like you have to live a certain type of life or live outside your means. That's why some people don't never have nothing, because they trying to live outside their means and they always owe somebody. So that's another story, but I just really want each and every one of you to know you are amazing just as you are. You don't have to be like the IG models that you see. You don't have to be like the dude that you see that get all the girls. Just be yourself. You know why? Because there's nobody out there that's like you. You got something on the inside of you that God deposited that you're bringing to the world that nobody, and I mean nobody, can bring, because only you can bring it. So just be yourself. In a world full of, you see everybody trying to be the same and do this and do that, dare to be yourself. And it's hard to do because, you know, we all want to fit in and be liked and everything, but I encourage you to be yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, right now,
Teach sister.
y'all know I like to teach and preach. No, I'm just kidding. So, I am going to be bringing up the features, but before because I'm going to bring them up at 9. So, before I bring up the features, I'm actually going to give you all another piece. And this, so, first of all, also want to say that I do have my t-shirts. My t-shirts are on sale, you all. I have shirts for sale that are actually one for $25, but you can get 2 for $40. And then I also have my book, which I wrote my book, Lessons Taught by Daddy. It's a collection of poems. It really just explores the lessons I learned in love through the absence of my father, and then my journey to forgive and let go of that so that I could begin to love myself, right? Because for so often I saw myself based on how people treated me, and I allowed that to determine my value. But then I realized that people don't determine my value. I do, and God does. So that is why I was able to move on and realize, wait a minute, I know who I am and I know whose I am, and I will never allow any man, woman, or beast to make me feel like I'm anything less, because I know that I'm chosen by the King. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into this next piece, and this is titled, Strengthen Him. I'm chosen by the King. I wear my crown, I never let it tilt down. He tells me, hold your head up. You're not your mistakes. With me, you're covered by grace. His mercy holds no judgment, so I push forward, knowing I'm destined to live in prosperity, the wealth of Him in me. For the promises of God are yes and amen. The glory of Him shines within. Led by the Holy Spirit through seeking the Word, my focus and vision can't be blurred. As I'm guided by the Most High, I no longer have to act timid or shy. There's power in declaration. Opening your mouth to speak a thing, attaching your faith, for you're covered by the King of Kings. Through Him you can do anything. His children destined to be the head and not the tail. Follow Him and you'll never fail. Don't let the devil have you dwell and feel compelled to live a life of sin. Search within. Beyond temporary pleasure, there is a bigger endeavor. My God has never lost a battle. He set me free from any chains or shackles. At the mention of his name, all things of him must, not of him must flee. He makes the sick healthy and the blind see. He turns darkness to light, and we're all precious in his sight. The true meaning of love, there is no one above. So do not be weary, even when tired. To walk in abundance, all that's required is to surrender all, have faith for things unseen, bow down and worship the King of Kings. Thanks, y'all. And you know, one thing about it, and that's why I titled that piece Strength in Him, because you would never believe it, but I am so shy. And I was like a really timid person because I was a people pleaser for most of my life. And it actually took, like, I always, you know, I always knew God, right? Like my grandma and my mom, they went to church and I knew God and everything. But when I got a real relationship with Him myself and got into prayer, that's when I really felt the strength to walk in my purpose. Because before that, I really didn't feel the strength to walk in my purpose because I was so nervous and afraid of what everyone else around me would say, right? And once that's why I have strength in Him. I have the strength to literally get up on stage and do this because of God. So, anyways, I'm not gonna play with articulating. She's full of games. So, anyways, y'all, I want to, because you know it's National Poetry Month, I want to ask anybody, do you know the difference between being a poet and being a spoken word artist?
Spoken word is more of a performative act, but it's like a slam competition. It's more of a visual performance, whereas poetry has fallen to more pen and paper. It doesn't tell a story. It can be abstract, whereas spoken word is. I mean, you can be abstract, but you're more telling a direct story.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. She knows, because it's a performative act. You do have, when you get on stage, you're telling that story. And with poetry, it's something people read, they can interpret it kind of any way that they want to. But with poetry, it's just not performative. Like when you think of poetry, sometimes you think of like shorter poems that you might know, and it's just not like performative pieces. So look at her, she already knew. I thought I was gonna stump y'all with that, but obviously y'all already know what's up. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it moving. I want to go ahead and start bringing the features up, y'all. So before I do though, because I need to check y'all temperature, because listen, our features they getting ready to come up here and blow y'all minds. I don't know if y'all know yet. Like I'm a huge fan. Okay, I'm a huge fan of them. I'm super excited. So anyways, I'm bringing the features up, and before I do, I really just want to check your temperature because I need to make sure that the energy is right. I don't know about if any of you have ever had to come on stage, you know the importance of the room's energy. You gotta feel welcome. So when I say hot sauce, y'all give me poetry. Hot sauce. Poetry. Hot sauce. Poetry. Okay, y'all heating up in here. Okay, I know it's springtime and we all know how it is in Chicago, so it's still cold. But mid-May we gonna see that good weather happen. So anyways, I'm getting ready to bring up this first feature. First of all, we're going to start off with some king energy. Can I hear you guys say king energy? King energy! I'm going to need y'all to do it well because this king is worthy of it. Let me hear y'all say king energy! King energy! Nice. Okay, so this king that I'm bringing up, I'm super honored to be introducing him tonight. He was born and raised on Milwaukee's north side. Ew. He's an author and lecturer. Brother Hill the Hood has always been one to progress from his pain. Growing up in Milwaukee's notorious 53206 zip code, Butler was exposed to the uglier sides of poverty. His experiences with poverty up close as a child has shaped his outlook on life as an adult. In May 2022, he launched his nonprofit organization, Heal the Hood Milwaukee. Heal the Hood Milwaukee has grown to be an example of pushing against social injustice and rewriting the narrative of inner city Milwaukee. Heal the Hood Milwaukee has two major aims. There are two major arms. Their annual block party and outreach fairs, as well as this in-school curriculum called We Are Not Poets, We Are Messengers. Heal the Hood is known to use his experiences in Milwaukee and his spirituality mixed together to come up with his own style of spoken word ministry. He's an educator, a brother, a father, a child of God, and a community activist. His motto is heal the hearts, heal the homes, heal the hoods. Without further ado, I want y'all to make some noise for this brother who's not only talking about it, he is about it. He's out there doing the work. Make some noise for Heal the Hood!
My Umi told me, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. My Umi told me, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. But how can I shine my light on the world when I can't even see the light that exists in me? It amazes me how I can walk around with a smile but still float around so aimlessly. This guy you see hides pain inside of me, but in this piece, I plan to show the world me. I removed myself from things that were worldly because I felt that I was sending myself to the grave too early. I remember depression had me hating waking up in the morning, wishing I could sleep that eternal sleep. And even though I have conquered self-hatred, them demons still creep. I done been betrayed and stabbed in the back so many times that when it happens now, I don't feel a thing. And even though I've been knocked down, I pick myself off and dust off my crown, because I'm a king.
Come on.
And I don't care who might not like this piece, because I came to minister on this mic to me. This guy you see is fighting constantly. And currently, there's a spiritual war as we speak. There's plenty nights I don't get no sleep, because my desire to see my people free drives me crazy. And I was only 20 when I had my baby. But they say that a black man's biggest weapon against depression is his firstborn son. So it wasn't a surprise that God gifted me with a bold, beautiful black boy to use as my gun. Now, every night I pray over him. Every night I pray over him, I touch him, so that the Spirit of God will rush him. Nothing will stop me from being nothing but the best that I can be for him, because I adore him. Fatherhood is a challenge indeed, but I see God in the eyes of my seed. So I serve him by being a servant to him. God, I'm on a mission of submission. When you speak, I listen. I pray constantly, no breaks or intermissions. God, when I'm down, pick me up. Allow me to get my mind right so I don't get left. God, subtract me, add you, and multiply my success. Yes, my Umi told me, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. But how can I shine my light in such a world of darkness and greed? They gun our babies down in these streets, and it's sad because we do the same exact thing. Just think. What are we going to do when the murder rate, sterilizations, and abortions are higher than the birth rate? Black America will be at a zero population growth, but I am the people's champ with the goal to spread hope. And I began this poem with no specific topic in my dome. I just wanted to vent while I had a couple of moments on the microphone. Somebody say, preach, black man.
Preach, black man.
It is. Give me
Walk
some
in the house.
I ain't gonna do too much talking. I want to do some poetry. I come all the way from Milwaukee. So the hell with what I got to spit. Is that all right with y'all?
Yes! Come on.
Spit.
We used to play kickball and fight swords with sticks. But now little kids use their fingers as triggers, dodging each other, trying not to get hit by the others. Imaginary bullets. Hood monuments are built on the backs of streetlight poles. Hood monuments are built on teddy bears, balloons, tears, and flowers that will one day disappear. Hood monuments. See, the balloons on that monument once reached for the sky, but like black life, the balloon dies. And instead of it reaching for the sun, it now just lays there on the curb side. Or I guess the balloons can be compared to dreams. For the greatness of God they once reached, but like black life, they now just lay there in the streets. The flowers so beautifully represent earth and life. But as soon as you cut a flower from the ground, it slowly begins to die. And I swore I rolled by a hood monument the other day and saw a teddy bear cry. Its eyes was filled with hopeless brokenness. See, the teddy bear is there because a baby was killed. An infant, a toddler, a teen, or a 29-year-old, that still is somebody's baby who was killed. The bear represents the fact that brothers never grew up mentally on the block. They was born in that hood. Their mind didn't grow. They was stuck in that hood. They was shot in that hood. Their body dropped in that hood. Their mental maturity and inspiration and greatness was stopped in that hood. Little girls used to play double dutch. Now they're on the corner with the young blood selling dope, trying to make a double up. And it used to be penny candies and cartoons. Now it's ecstasy pills, mollies, goons, and fools. Children can't be children no more. Little girls forced to do who knows what with so-and-so. And little bro mom's cracked out and his pop's gone. So the only way for him to get that dough is to move that dough. Shattered spirits and scattered brains. Imaginary bullets get shot from little fingertips. And as the father, it hurts my heart to see this. Because I know the depth of black death down to the very statistic. May God be with them. And I pray that me and mine never become real world victims to these children's imaginary bullets. I'm going to spit them back to back, but I just want to give some quick context on that poem. And then shout out to the 10th annual Heal the Hood MKE block party. Make sure y'all come see me in the back. We got merch, we got flyers, we got my sis Darling Nikki from the 414. So make sure y'all come check us out in the back. But that poem, one day some years ago, my son is 10 now, but he might have been about 3 or 4 at this time. And he's playing in the yard. We're sitting on the porch right in the hood in Milwaukee. And across the street is some young brothers. It's like 2 or 3 of them. And they like doing drive-bys. They got their bikes and they shooting with their hands and they got a couple sticks. And as an educator and watching my young black boy just simply frolic with his toys in the yard, it did something to my spirit. To know that a black boy at 10, 11 years old know the concept of doing a drive-by and shooting that which looks just like him, but they probably can't even write a paragraph. But they probably can't even do your basic arithmetic. So, you know, just being an educator and being a father and coming from the streets and being in the streets, it just gives me a unique perspective on the game. But we come to do poetry, not talk, so I'm going to keep on going.
Heal the hood, brother. Heal the hood. Heal the hood.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall put all my faith in God and fight to the last breath in my chest. See, life can be hard. Lots of drama and stress, but keep your head up and always give your best. See, life is about passing spiritual tests. May God bless the child that has its own. May he show favor over children growing up in broken homes. Sometimes I wonder what hurts more, a broken heart or a broken bone. To all my soldiers in the struggle, you are not alone. I'm about to speak life in this poem. See, God didn't build us to be financially broke. We were built for abundance, dominion, and authority. The book says so. We have to be at peace and learn how to let go. Let go of doubt and don't be fearful. Hold hope close to your heart because I do believe in miracles.
Let's go.
The doctor said your condition has taken a turn for the worse, but I'm claiming God will heal you. Drink from the living waters, let them fulfill you. Your past does not disqualify you from a future that is fruitful. You may have been hungry, broke, molested, and cold, but none of that killed you. So since you are still here, it's another day to rebuild you. Shake off the dust and reveal the real you. See, God will renew you. Look back on all that you've been through. Ponder on how the devil tried to dominate your mentals, but you are still here. See, when the Bible says, be still and know that I am God, it means rejoice in the fact that you are simply still standing, though times are hard. And some people may say, what is God? God is the feeling of your beating heart. God is what you have when you have nothing left. God will give you the willpower to conquer your flesh. What is God? God is hope during dark affliction. affliction. God is the willpower of a man who is 10 years sober from his dope addiction. God can be seen. Boy, I'm preaching at this time.
Come on, preach it! Preach it!
God can be seen in the eyes and the smiles of the children. God is the feeling of healing. And I won't be anywhere if God's presence isn't in the building. God is the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly. God's word is all I need to get my mind right. And when I cry on the inside, I use God's mercy as a tissue to wipe those tears I shed. See, God isn't ego and pride. God isn't conquer and divide. When I was in the hospital, it wasn't the medicine and drugs, but God that kept me alive. God is deeper than religion. God is the feeling of being free even if locked in a prison. God guides my divine mission. God is everything from the small atom to the big planet. God is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. God will make tables for you to feast on in front of your enemies, and you wrong if you think God won't reveal your frenemies. God is what rescues. I can do a laugh. It's not enough real, so I ain't gonna do no laugh. I can do a laugh right there. I ain't gonna lie. God will make tables for you to feast on in front of your enemies. And you wrong if you think God won't reveal your frenemies. God is what rescued me from suicidal tendencies. God is purity. God is having insurance. See, God has a recovery plan called AAA. Just in case his kids who have faith get caught in a tough place. AAA stands for my atrocities advance my anointing. Because anything you go through will only stand to grow you. God is trying to show you. Anything you go through is only designed to grow you. God is trying to show you to remain hopeful and know that you're going to pull through. In my hood, they do drive-bys, they pull up and shoot. Now instead of one life lost, we have lost two. The one who the bullet went through and the one who decided to shoot. But I have proof that if we all came together, we could save our youth. And if we all came together, we could save our neighborhood. See, I'm a praying man. I'd pray all day if I could. Because prayer is my peace. Prayer is my protection. Prayer is my passion. Poetry is my prayer. Poetry is my prayer. Poetry is my prayer. And I hope that in this poem, somebody hears the sounds of change breaking in the air. There's a shifting and a shaking in the air. The last shall be first. And that time is almost here. Somebody say, preach, black man.
Preach, black man.
How much more time do I got? Because I swear to God,
Keep it going. Keep it going.
You got about 6 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Let me see what I got. Y'all holler king me. Still playing checkers. But I'm the king on this field. Chess, yes. You know, your mind's so basic, so go play something colorful. Like Uno. This game of life is no joke. I take 26 letters and make something out of nothing. Like Scrabble. I sit at tables with bosses whose hearts is black like spades. And I'm trying to play real life Monopoly. And I know the opposition is watching me, but I'm not worried because I'm called to duty, but ain't no Xboxing me. See, in my hoods, we taught to shoot. No NBA 2K15s or PS3s. May God bless me to see my destiny, but it's hard to keep my hands clean when I'm constantly getting into trouble. Pop goes to bubble, roll goes to dice. I'm just trying to survive in this game of life. See, lives are at jeopardy as families feud. Quit playing them games. This ain't NASCAR, but I do need you to stay in your lane. See, the points and the cans in cans represents prosperity through disparity. Y'all ain't knowing me, you just go fish for assumptions. You ain't eating, but me and my team hungry like hippos. Stop fronting. Put your poker face on, because I can tell that you bluffing. I declare war, and I don't do this poetry thing for nothing. I try to win in any industry that I'm touching. Go sit down and play some Sega, my nigga, because in this arena you don't have no favor. I'm trying not to. Go sit down and play some Sega, my nigga, because in this arena you don't have no favor. Stay calm when you lose and don't be an angry bird player. Just go back to the drawing board and come back stronger later. This game is sweet like Candy Crush. To go straight to the top is a must. And tic-tac-toe, because one of the last poetry competitions I won, yup, that That was 3 in a row. And I spied with my third eye the young poetic preacher who was destined to fly. And once I got focused, great things started to happen sort of in a domino effect. One after another after another. Yes, if this game was Candyland, then I would be the sweetest candy man. My power is black, Jack. 21 gun salute to any poet who pushed that truth. And me personally, I came to win. I don't know what all of y'all came to do. I'm not a poet, I'm a messenger. I didn't come to play games. Y'all can keep that crown. I just want one thing. When I die 100 years later, I need everybody in the room to still know my name. But yes, y'all, I sell children's books. Again, I am an educator in the city of Milwaukee, and I believe that little black boys and little black girls and little children who come from poverty deserve a chance at better education, and it starts with reading with them while they are young, having books that enforce cultural enhancement, and they see pictures that look like them. I ain't gonna talk too much because I'm tired, I'm sweaty, and I come to hear poetry. Somebody say, preach, black man.
Preach, black man.
We got books that's as low as like $7, $8 that going up to $20. We got workbooks for the kids, all type of good jazz. So make sure y'all come see your boy, Heal the Hood.
Yes, I'll make sure y'all go back there. Y'all come back here and check out the vendor tables, y'all. He has his books up, and then there's also darling Nikki. She has some amazing pieces back there as well. So you all need to go check out the vendor table if you get a moment. And I can honestly say that I bought a book for my daughter from Heal the Hood, and we love it. So I definitely think I highly recommend the books. And I agree, you know, it's important for kids to see people that look like them in books too. So they feel empowered and they feel representation and they feel just seen as well. So we gonna keep this going. He just came up here and did his thing. I want y'all to make some noise because words are powerful. And see, this is the thing, we can never make somebody receive a message right before they're ready, but never underestimate the power of planting a seed. And when you got a message and you spread your message, maybe you don't, maybe it doesn't change people, or maybe you feel like, oh, maybe they don't want to hear it because they live in this certain lifestyle. But when you deposit that into their spirit, man, don't you think for a second that they don't think about that later. And don't you think for a second that it might not cause some sort of change within them. And you doing just what you said, heal the hood. And I love that. It's so much power in that. So I'm going to keep the open mic list going. He did his thing. He came up here. He had so much powerful words. So I'm literally blown away. And I know this next feature is going to be absolutely dynamic. So this young lady right here, y'all, I love her. She's a sweetheart. She's so very talented. She actually hosted Hot Sauce Poetry last month, so you may have seen her. She is just absolutely phenomenal. So I am super excited to, bring her to the stage. Ebony Johnson, like all of us, has a story. It's one that recently she has decided to share. And like many of us, her story is not always an easy one to hear. Ebony, aka Janelle the Poet, grew up in Morgan Park area of Chicago, Illinois. She discovered her passion for writing in preschool. From there, she grew to express herself through poetry. At the age of 18, she endured a tragic event. Her mother passed away suddenly and devastatingly from a heart attack. Stricken with grief, she also found herself being physically and sexually abused by various family members. While struggling to pull herself together, she vowed to publish her written works to heal herself and help heal others. She actually, after high school, she enrolled and attended Columbia College, Chicago, and received her BA, her bachelor's degree in journalism. So y'all make some noise for that education. When she's not working with children, she is performing her works at open mics, to well-received performances. Her goal to provide encouragement and a safe space for others to unpack and heal. She aspires to inspire others to express themselves towards becoming their best selves. Her quote that she lives by, never lose yourself in someone else. And if you do get lost, God will find you. Her book, From a Cocoon to a Butterfly, is due to be released soon. So y'all make sure that you follow this queen on social media so that when her book comes out, you can be one of the first to cop it. So right now, I want y'all to give a warm welcome to the one, the only, Janelle the Poet!
How y'all doing tonight?
Great!
I said, how y'all doing tonight? Y'all came out in this crazy weather. We don't know if it's going to be sunshine. We don't know if it's going to be sleet, hail. We don't know, you know? But we got here safe. Thank God for that.
Amen.
So tonight I'm going to be reciting a poem called Unrequited. But first, it means when you love somebody and they don't love you back. So how many people been in love in this room? Show of hands. Okay, I gotta put 2 hands up. Okay, I've been in love so many times it don't make no sense. Okay.
I'm right with you.
So, I actually wrote this poem. It was my first heartbreak. I was like 17 in high school. I was really going through it, and I was just like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? So I just wrote this, and it goes like this. Wandering, pondering, thinking, not knowing, hurting, trying to heal, reopening this scar, making it a permanent bruise, a boomerang, always coming back, a baby in the womb, umbilical cord attached. My feelings need to Rosa Parks and get to the back burner. I feel emotionally retarded, slow learner, in love with my face faced above, praying to the heavens. He finally should have learned his lesson. My feelings disrespected, emotions neglected. You're a thief, kleptomaniac. Give me my heart back before I suffer cardiac arrest. My heart's beating through my chest. I'm blind, Helen Keller can't see me with no other. Monogamous cuz you were my only lover. I'm drowning in my tears, no swimming pool. Hearing non-existent voices in my head about where you've been. Schizophrenic. This ain't healthy. This ain't low fat. My heart has been Rodney King, beat up, attacked. World Trade Center bombed. But now, this is the quiet before the storm. Death to Shakespeare's common sense. This situation dramatic. No air without you. Can't breathe. Asthmatic. Emotions suffocated between memories and lies. Muhammad Ali, knockout, psychotic life. But you can't appreciate the rainbow without the rain. You were my umbrella. Now I'm wetter than a fountain, too tired, sleepy, trying to climb your love mountain. And I'm scurrying through the trenches, trying to survive this war you called love. I'm not the one that you think of, or am I? Wandering, pondering, thinking, not knowing. Craving for your lips that I can't kiss. Starvation, thirsty for your love without attaining it. Dehydration. Now every month passing without you is bloody hell. Menstruation. Your love got deep inside of me without penetration. And I'm wondering, will you show back up in my life? Pondering, thinking, not knowing. So that was that piece. Y'all know I was really in my feelings. I was going through it. I'm like, what can I do? But you know, it's crazy because I can still relate to that poem, and I wrote it 10 years ago. And I just, you know, I just feel like poetry is just, it's a part of life, and you should be able to relate to it. You should be able to keep relating to it no matter what. I'm trying to go down in history like Maya. So this one is called Black Lives matter
I'm loving that hair, girl. I'm loving
Thank you,
that hair.
thank you. I'm happy it didn't get frizzy and stuff because it was raining. I was like, why? Every time I get my hair done, so I be wearing it curly. I don't have time.
Okay.
So, this poem was inspired during the times of the riots, you know, when everything was going crazy. People breaking into Boost Mobiles, getting their new iPhone 11s, 13s, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
It was getting real in the field. I didn't do the looting, you know, it wasn't me. Okay.
Got your camera.
I can't breathe. It's like I can't breathe. Even before you place your knee on my neck, I felt this tightening in my chest. You always say that my people are resisting arrest, but we always end up dead instead of the cell if you even have the right suspect. I want to do right. I don't want to bail, but can I walk down the street and eat my Skittles without being riddled with bullets? Or can I sell loose squares to make ends meet?
Come on now.
I guess if my name is Ashton and not Alton, you want to butcher my race? Why? Is it my melanin that you hate? Because my skin does not burn or peel? Is that why you feel offended when I take a kneel?
Come on. Let's go. Come on, girl.
Your people are not righteous just because of manifest destiny. There is no way in hell that I believe that this is the land of the free. Hell, it's the land of the opportunists, the land of the thieves. You took my self-respect. You took my brother's dignity. You objectify and sexualize my thighs since before I was of age. You've demonized my brothers and fathers, make them out to be harmful like their hands did not pave your way to success. Like many inventions we made do not exist. The black soul is so precious, so true. You burn us, beat us, kill us, and we still stand in solidarity around you. When the pack left you to rot, we all you got. From the time you learned how to till the land and plant some crops, we don't care that you're in fear. We want our power back, so beware. We will not stop until we get what we deserve. This is the voice of all of the people, all of the deaths going unheard. We stand in unity. We will not pledge allegiance to this flag that does not protect us. Why do you call us the minority when it's really the majority of us? We're supposed to be one. We came from the same blood. You can't erase history. If you trace your bloodline, then you would know that there is no color, no race, just one bond, and black lives matter more than you can know.
Right.
And I just want to shout out to my grandma. She is probably the best person in the world. I love my grandma. She got in the car with me for an hour, y'all. She's about to be 86 November 2nd, so we're just happy that she's around and she is so supportive. Shout out to Granny. Raise your hand, Granny. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always being there for me. I love you so much. Okay, so how much can I do one more?
Yes.
Okay. So this one is called Good Things Are Coming. So a little bit about my poems. My book is called From a Cocoon to a Butterfly because I felt like I went through the 5 stages of grief. There's 5 chapters in my book. You know, there's acceptance, bargaining, depression, anger. It's just all of the stages, okay? This one is in the acceptance chapter. And it's just really an affirmation when you're going through, and I hope everybody can relate. Good things are coming. Better things are going to make your life do a 180. Gonna go from empty tank to a love overflow. I just urge you to protect your energy. Enemies lurk like the light, pretend the darkness is the only one to have a concern. Gotta learn the difference between discern and let it burn. Candles and sage will protect you. The inner God never neglects you because you made in his image, right? You got a different vision. Ancestors are proud. You're raising yourself now. Vibrations elevate like rosebuds bloom, like the scent of chamomile and lavender. Your sense of laughter will end this chapter. No more sorrows, just smiles, and it stays a while. Stability has taken the driver's seat. Life tastes so sweet. And And then this one is called Dear Ladies. It's real short. Don't give so much of yourself to a man who isn't committed. Take back your power and do it with a quickness. It's not too late to reign. Get on your throne. You got till kingdom come. Don't let him come and go as he please. Don't matter if he beg and he pleads. Make him show you that you are who he needs. A girlfriend is not the finales in this game. You try to get his last name. Don't settle for less than lobster tails and ribeye steak. What I mean to say is, know yourself. Know that you got to keep your guards up until he gets on one knee. That's when it's official and you can release. And you can follow me on Instagram at Janelle the Poet. So Janelle is a combo of my mom and my dad's name. My mom's name was Vernell and my dad's name is Joe. So it's JENELLE, the THEE, poet _ on Instagram. Add me. Thank you for having me tonight.
Yes, y'all gotta make some noise for Janelle.
When I see people turn pain to power, that inspires me. Because just for the fact that she got up here after everything that she'd been through, and the enemy couldn't take her down, and the enemy couldn't take her out, I just am so thankful to see you get up here and do your thing. And one thing that not only do I love seeing your grandma next to you, that warms my heart, but I also just love, like, y'all didn't even know that this was her first feature, y'all.
This is her first ever feature on this mini-series.
Like, she is so amazing. She really has, and she did an amazing job. But I just love to see people turn pain to power.
And this is her first
the thing
feature
about
on
it
my
is, so
first
like, the enemy can never take us out because, you know, he's a toothless lion. So he tries to wear you out, right? So I love to see people just keep going. Like, you inspire me, Janelle. Keep going.
Keep it going.
You don't have to do a ponytail like that. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to bring up the next feature, y'all. So I had the pleasure of seeing her perform, and I've been a fan since, y'all. As soon as she got on the mic, I was like, oh my goodness, who is this? So I'm super excited tonight that you all are going to get to have that same feeling that I felt. Darlin Nikki is a change agent, activist, social justice educator, consultant, workshopper, blogger, mixed media artist, spoken word performer, and healing goods seller. This two-time Grand Slam spoken word champion of Milwaukee, 2008 Women of the World Haiku Slam champion, and 2007 MMAPSE Teacher of the Year, 2008 BET Regional Slam.
Come on, Nikki!
2009
Come on, Nikki!
2009 Department of Instruction Award winner and CEO Poetics LLC. She's an educational consultant for Woodland Pattern Poetry. Okay, so listen, check her resume, baby, and I'm talking about the real one on paper.
Come on!
She's also a adjunct professor for Verbo, I hope I'm saying it right, University. Darlin Nikki utilizes spoken word, mixed media art, and restorative circles while serving students, parents, and colleagues in Milwaukee Public Schools. Surrounding areas in nonprofits, churches, shelters, and juvenile detention in various capacities for over 20 years. So she been doing this, okay? Y'all better Google her, okay? Nikki has traveled around the country, sharing spoken word, working to use poetry as a bridge between cultures to celebrate joy and heal hurt. She has been featured in the Shepherd Express Milwaukee Journal, as well as the LTYM Milwaukee, the Crosshatch Poetry Series, as well as Youth Rise Radio. She's been published in multiple anthologies, including Red Reads First, Hummingbird Press, Still Waters Press. She has self-published 4 chapbooks.
She out here.
Listen, I'm telling you. And 2 restorative poetry albums, Unstitch the Sun and Healing Broken. Available on iTunes, Apple Music, and Amazon, so y'all better go ahead and check her out. Her blog can be found at onelovepoetics.com. Again, that's onelovepoetics.com. And she has published countless youth poetry anthologies and spoken word videos highlighting the brilliance of Milwaukee youth. Her latest book, Learning to Love Like the Rising Sun, with poetry and prompts, will be released in spring of this year. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Without further ado, y'all already know her resume long. It speaks for itself. But this lady right here, she is talented. You are getting ready to be speechless.
3, 2, 1.
Give it up, guys.
Let's hope that stage is reinforced.
Come on, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Come on, cousin.
All right.
How we do it? Hey, beautiful people.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Hey, love. Good to see you. I want to start off by giving praise to the Most High. And to everything that brought this together, that we traveled here safely, and I pray you all make it safely home as well. Can we show some love to Articulate and our host? I want to be like y'all when I grow up. Y'all beautiful, and you have beautiful souls. That's
Come on, girl.
you already there.
Come on, Vicky.
I realize I've been blessed in this life. I realize I've been blessed in this life, but sometimes when you look how I look and you sound how I sound, you spend a lot of time trying to get in where you fit in.
Come on.
But finally, I decided to dye my hair purple and just let myself stand out. And when you look how I look and sound how I sound, sometimes people ask you weird questions. Like my student, excuse me, Miss Jansen, I'm not trying to sound gay or nothing, but why do you have the biggest booty I've ever seen on a white person? Do your journal and look at my face, not my backside, little Miss Vicky. But sometimes they ask me questions, man, that I don't always know how to answer. Like my guy who I thought was my guy when he was smoking my smoke asked me, hey Nick, when the race war comes, what side do you think will kill you first?
Come on, say something, cousin. Say something.
And for a moment, I got lost in my own hurt. Like, dude, I thought we were on the same side. Like, did you just draw a line? And I felt like I was that 6-year-old chubby little girl with no words. When the girls at the end of the block would call me white trash and laugh. And my mama would tell me just come in, and she would pull me close to the record player and put on some hits of James Brown, and I would feel so good. So I admit, I became something of a soul junkie.
Come on.
But I still don't have the perfect answer to when an imperfect stranger asks me, so, where'd you get that accent?
Come on, Nikki.
How did you get all that soul in your voice? I've been asked this question enough times to feel as if the soul was put in the wrong mold. I began to wonder, is soul color coordinated in heaven?
Come on, cousin.
Is it genetic or environmental?
Come on.
Can it be learned, stolen, or borrowed like Elvis and rock and roll?
Ha
And if you can catch a soul, then Mother Teresa, Dr. King, and Gandhi must have shopped at the Goodwill.
Come on.
Well, most of us inherit these overproduced, mass-marketed sweatshop factory, holding the ozone, gaslit, guzzling, 3 for $1, colonized souls. But I've lived long enough to know that soul cannot be injected like collagen, implanted like booty cheeks. It cannot be tattooed across your skin. But I wonder, can it be bored to death in lecture halls? Can it be thrown up in bulimia? Can you inhale soul while listening to Snoop Dogg's Chronic album?
Come on, Nikki. Stop playing.
And I can think back in my life to times that really matter. I can still hear my Oma speaking in her immigrant accent, how she professes the survival of the communist revolution, burnt fields, cookies with no sugar, hunger with jaguar growls, and how she She barely made it to this country by way of 2 other countries. And I can still hear my foster family in the backyard, the smell of the barbecue, the beat of the blues, and Papa Clark singing, I got my last $2.
Come on here.
And I ain't gonna lose.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
And I realized that soul, the search for survival, has been gifted to me. And I've been loved by people that look like me and don't look like me, that sound like me and don't sound like me. I have blessed to be loved by people that pray, and I've been loved by people that don't pray.
Right.
I've been blessed in this life. And I've learned that soul is cooking with no recipes. It's the dirt trapped under your fingernails, the whiskey dancing lullabies in your glass. It's the calluses binding together America's backbone, grounded to your grandparents' hands. It's your chunky belly. And that dance life across your body. When you're so ugly, you're just humanly beautiful. Learning that sometimes gardens can grow from mounds of regret. Like the light let in through the universe, birth through the once labeled at-risk youth. Now accepted to Marquettes and owning their own barbershop and going to Harvard, pushing humanity farther like the resilience that must have been stitched in Jackie Robinson's spine. It's my mama finding the lightning to divorce my daddy's thunderbolt. It's playing the air guitar as if the music moving through your fingers is the spirit of our girl Anita B. Taking two
rest in peace.
Taking two fingers. She has got to be rocking out with us in heaven. It's appreciating all those mistakes that you've been given, like a flower blooming under bitter winter, but in spring it's pollinating greatness. And I don't really know how to explain how soul got in my voice. To trace the source, you would have to backflip back over 5 continents and unstitch the sun. Find this elemental force that makes us all human despite these different rhythms that we walk to. And I'm not really worried about if a race will overcome. I'm more worried about the grenades we carry on our tongues. And I'm not really worried about if a race will overcome. I'm more worried about the grenades we carry on our tongues. Because I walk into schools, churches, yes, even churches and clubs, and I hear these adjective phrases popping off. And so much it amazes. I mean, like, you light-skinned, you think you so cute. Oh, you pretty to be dark-skinned. No, boo, she pretty to be a human.
Come on.
And people that, well-intentioned human that keep telling my son he has good hair.
Come on.
How can hair be good? It has never stopped the war. It has not prevented genocide. It has not said any story or food.
Let's go! Come on here. Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. They make weave for Latino women. How long is long enough? And all the ladies that you call bald-headed high school now, you making fun of their weave fronts. What hair is good enough? Can you love someone naturally? Can you love someone the way they're supposed to be?
Right.
But I have learned. Man, I just wish, I really, really wish that soul could be like bridges. Like soul could be bridges and we could taste one another's true pure intentions. Like we could really overcome these income brackets, colorism, racism that always divide us. Like we could really be one love, Bob Marley. Like we could really share the world. And maybe we could call our soldiers home and civilians, they could have soul instead of bombs for breakfast.
Yeah, come on.
Like we could come to poetry on a Friday night, y'all, and just feel so good. How can we make love as perfect as silence between church bells? Then hours later we crash and burn like bombshells. Eventually your eyes, they tell every lie. And look, I didn't leave him because I didn't love him. I left him because he didn't love himself enough to know that I really loved him. See, he was a broken mirror. I saw a kaleidoscope of heaven's light. And he only felt fragments of bad luck. I cut my friendships, cut my dreams, cut my goals, cut my life, cut my family, trying to piece him back together. But no amount of tears, sweats, love shots, tequila shots, NBA 2K shots could be enough to make him feel whole. Not even a weed smoke he inhaled could trail deep enough to reach between the broken shards of unicorn horns. He didn't have to make it so painful to leave him, you know. By burning the dragon, angry ashes of me with his dragon angry tongue, as if this poem doesn't have the right to exist. It's been 11 years, y'all. Wow. 11 years. And I still pick out pieces of him from my insides. Every now and then I'll catch him in my self-esteem. Catch him in my lip every now and then. But it hits me. Our relationship played out in a series of Prince songs. See, he didn't know darling Nikki was too demanding like her mother. And he was too bold like his father, so we never knew how to write a love song. Never meant to cause him any heartache. I never meant to cause him any pain. But since we left Alphabet Street, we couldn't seem to avoid this purple rain. See, so long I got stuck inside. I got used to hearing the way the doves would cry. And every time I tried to leave all the diamonds and pearls, he kept promising me knowing nothing compared to the way he held me. As if there was a groove for me on his chest as I started to carve our home inside of his collarbones. And it took every ounce of my energy, y'all. Every ounce of my energy to pull my dreams away from his saliva. As I realized that he's gonna love me, he's gonna love me the way I want him to love me.
I know that.
You're saying something now.
Come on.
You're saying something now on this evening. Come on.
He's gonna love me the way I want him to love me. See, he will love me like rain loves plunging to the earth. Not just to give birth inside of my wetness. You better reach for me like flowers stretching for the sun with the swagger of a god. Grab my hips the way baby fat curves, baby fat. Kiss me like that.
Come on.
Like sunsets dipping in the ocean. Split me wide open like my insides are made of bacon and grits. And you were a country boy vowing to love me like my 16 is your favorite season. Give me a reason to believe you could hold me like swing sets are held in sweet soft summer breezes. Don't love like daddy loved. Don't be that thunder crashing in the sky, unpredictable and jolting. Don't hold me like granddaddy held his whiskey so tight it broke him. Not past loves, uncoordinated. Airplanes crashing into mountains, no survivors, no use in hoping. 'Cause baby, I'm hoping you could ease into me like ballerinas into rainbow arches. Time moving forward, always marching. Pray for me like middle schoolers pray for snow days.
Come on.
Anticipation like a teacher waiting for summer vacation.
Come on, Nikki.
I need you to say my name as sweet as born-again Christians speak of Jesus. See, I need you to at least buy some of my product.
I know that's right. What you got to say?
We got books, CDs, download cards, earrings.
Nikki, you could enough.
Yes.
Come on here.
We also contract services for educational purpose. Holler at me and my cousin. Right? See, I need you to get out of my inbox with those pics that we already talked about earlier.
No pics.
No, none of those pics. See, I need you. Love me until even you see my ugly is beautiful.
Yes.
So love me like I need you to love me. Or don't love me.
Anticipation like teachers for summer break. Come on here.
Once I wrote about how unhealthy my relationships were, I never had an unhealthy one again. I mean, I never had one again. But when I do,
Come on, that's all right.
right. Right now we're focusing on the youth and trying to get this system. How are we on time?
We good, we good.
Oh, God. We got parents in the room, any parents?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Where the couples at? Make some noise. Y'all look so good. I can tell y'all. Where the single people at? Single people with jobs? A little less loud. Okay. All right. Each morning he turns in his homework as if it's graded in dreams coming true. Outside of the classroom window, a tree-turned gymnast twists, flips just for a taste of the sun. May we never confuse access with ability. May we welcome our students no matter how late, no matter how loud, treat them as whole humans. But as the ocean waves smash against the New York harbor, our students' hopes smash into reality where budget cuts remind us their potential is way too large to be supported by a federal government that has more important wars to enforce. So we all carry our torches of inspiration. Remind them of all the things they can do that you'll never find in a textbook. Of the C's that turn to A+, award-winning speeches, first place forensic ribbon winning. But they never published that in the paper.
That's right.
They never bothered to publish my students' test scores higher than the national average. Scores that at other schools asking my principal, how did test scores on Brown Street get so high? They act surprised. Inner city is not synonymous with stupid or lazy. But they cut our budget, send kids out, no one comes in, build new plush schools to attract students, and with no air conditioning in the heat. Barely working heat in the cold, from dilapidated buildings, we still graduate scholars that walk the streets as noble soldiers. Forced to battle in concrete fields daily, but still find time to do homework, buy each other teddy bears, and write angel wings inside of eloquently written thank you notes. See, and their kindness, and their power, and their love makes it easy to wake up early in the morning, carrying my corrected copy of the United States history textbook. And we discuss how the first explorers were really more like terrorists, and we talk about how our ancestors held the sun in the palm of their hands in Timbuktu and great kingdoms of Africa. And we reach in the sky and shove shooting stars into our backpacks, and we snap off of our dreams. And we'll see that we don't need weed. We don't always need weed.
Come on. Okay, hey.
More faith in each other. More faith in God's vision. More faith in each other, and that can take us higher than the sky smoking the crack of dawn.
Hey!
Yes. In my classroom, we speak in our home language, our native tongue. It's hard to translate God into English. Why do you think the Egyptians drew hieroglyphs? But together we learn the language to attain the status our pride deserves. Together we decipher the devil snakes hiding in dollar signs. And though they tiss at my teacher's salary, and even though they question my students' capabilities, and even though we are hit with bricks of status quo, told our dreams will burn down like the Twin Tower, we will not cower. See, we have the power of grandparents' wishes, of parents' kisses, the stories of freedom riding uncles and aunts, the warm hugs of sisters and brothers that keep our children believing in their dreams. The evening news might have you believe there is no love, that there is no hope in this city, but we teach with our back to the TV set, because we know Black greatness has always existed, even if they don't persist to see it. But listen, every morning she turns in her homework as if it is graded and dreams coming true.
Now,
I got a couple shorties for you. So haiku. There's a haiku this Sunday. If anybody is in Milwaukee, 1 o'clock, we're going to name Milwaukee's Haiku Slam champion. So haiku is 17 syllables or less, or 3 lines, any way they come. So the shortest.
Come on, teacher.
And Amiri Baraka
That's right.
invented the low coup, C-O-U-P. Because some poems are meant to be an uprising, right? And one of his famous haikus is, if Elvis is the king of rock and roll, then who is James Brown? God?
Enough tonight, enough. Amir Barak.
Jack Daniels puts up a great conversation, but he is no therapist. He's no therapist to a Berlin Wall of a man cracked down, carving home in hollow beer bottles. He was more gifted when a grandfather, alone he has no meaning, a stop sign in a desert, and he needs another drink. Be someone's 3 o'clock, the perfect distance between darkness. A consistent sun glowing orange, be her folding chair in a field of thorn bushes. Leave that seat open, even if she cannot leave the trailer. You never know what dragon lays on her path to the door when mommy is gone. It only takes one connection, one reason to rise, one reason to smile despite the ache in her bones. The heavy burden of systematic trauma. How slow is learning love cannot be beaten out of you. Love cannot be drowned by whiskey. Potential waits as spring lighten the bruises with shades of laughter. Someday she will find her way to escape. No matter how long, no matter how short, you're welcome. It might be the only prayer she ever hears. Keep loving on people, y'all. You know, it's hard, it's been hard, but we keep making it. I just want to say I really appreciate you all. Thank you for listening.
We appreciate you. Yes, thanks for the gems.
Hey, yeah. Come see us if you can. We'll be in the back of the booth. Y'all have a blessed night and keep loving on each other. Take care.
She the champ, okay? She came up here and did her thing. And like I told y'all, as soon as I saw her for the first time in Milwaukee, she literally blew my mind. She is amazing. So y'all clap it up one more time for Make sure y'all go back there and check out the vendor table. And she has beautiful jewelry back there. She has her book. So she has CDs. Y'all go check her out because I even, like I said, I'm a huge fan. I look her up on YouTube. I listen to her stuff. She's raw, y'all. Go purchase some CDs. Get in tune, okay? So and also get some books back there for Heals from the Hood, Heal the Hood. So I want y'all to support them. And then as well, I do want to remind you all that we have